I'm just gonna talk about a few quick things, and Jen, I want you to do a team call for my team. Because a lot of this is, some of it's repeat information, so we'll go through it quick, plus I wanna work out, so. Okay, one of the biggest things I took away from leadership and learned, and I put it on kind of a lot of stuff right here, but get help at first, right, from your upline coach. If you're a brand new coach, if you're an Emerald coach, you kind of still have to lean on your upline. As you're learning, as you're signing up your own coaches and training them to do what you do with challenge groups. But there really comes a point when you have to stop relying on your upline. And not to the point where you have to do everything on your own, but when I signed up, I quickly surpassed my upline, and I just decided I had more coaches than she had, I was higher ranked than her, and so I just decided to do my own team page, and I didn't rely on her to train my coaches. I didn't say, okay, Kelly, that's my coach's name, just jump into this Kelly's Coach Basics group because she's running a Coach Basics group, and maybe we could jump on a call with Kelly. I had calls with my own coaches, and yes, it took more time, but for me to get them started on the right foot, they signed up with me, not my Coach Kelly, so they want to be trained by me and have a relationship with me. Run your own Coach Basics groups. This is all obviously down the road for some of you, but just keep in mind now, running your own accountability groups and business boot camps, which is just kind of holding people accountable to the 3 vital behaviors. That's something we do on our team after we train them. We found it's most important and most successful to just hold them accountable to the 3 vital behaviors. So every day they post how many people they added to their contact list and how many people they invited to their next challenge group, and we keep it very basic and simple that way. Run your own peek into coaching groups if you have those. Run your own personally sponsored coach page. Now, if you're brand new, don't get overwhelmed because I didn't do these things until I was close to a diamond coach. But just keep that in mind, that the more responsibility you take for your team and your coaches, the more quickly you will grow. If you're relying on your upline to do everything, you're not going to create that team culture that you want, that defines you and your team. When it becomes appropriate, do your own team calls, train your own coaches. Like I said, they signed up with you, not your upline. Create your own team culture. You will be the head of your own team, not your upline. So, like I'm saying, don't get overwhelmed by this. This is kind of a step-by-step thing, and it's more of a slow letting go of your upline as you progress and can spend more time. But don't just sign up a coach on your team and throw them to your upline to train, because that's not going to go over very well, and they didn't sign up with your upline, they signed up with you. Stay focused on the business building activities, not the business related activities. This is something that Kobe Mitchell taught me. There's business building activities, which are the 3 vital behaviors that directly move your business forward. Business related activities would be posting on your fitness page, or posting on Instagram, or scrolling through your news feed, which is kind of business related, but not really. But be sure you're focusing and spending your time on the things that will be moving you forward, because I'm sure, like most of you, I mean, like I was too, I signed up, my husband worked 2 jobs, I have 4 kids, I didn't have 7 hours to do Beachbody. So when I was devoting my time to Beachbody for 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day, which was at night after all my kids were in bed, I had to spend time on things that were going to move things forward, not just not move things forward. So I really focused on inviting people, adding people to my contact list. My workouts should be part of what I'm doing anyway, so I don't count that. Consistency. The secret to our success is found in our daily agenda. That's 100% true. I've built my entire business on the 3 vital behaviors and Success Club 5. I think I'm 34 or 35 months consecutive in Success Club 5. Not Success Club 20, not Success Club 40, because you will see those coaches out there who are like crazy recruiting Success Club, but I've been very, very consistent with that every single month, and just 5, between 5 and 10, occasionally more than that, but not regularly. So don't feel like you have to be getting huge numbers to be successful. So it may have taken me 18 months to hit a six-figure income, but I still built that on Success Club 5, not Success Club 100. Set a daily schedule and time to build your own business, and then take time to work with your own coaches and team as you have them. So I have my day kind of set up in, I split it half and half, and I spend half of my time doing my own business at Success Club and challenge groups, and then the rest of my half is working with my coaches and doing calls. And obviously I spend more hours doing it now than you guys do, or most of you probably do, but I still had to do that when I was only doing it an hour or two a day. So split it up. Some of your time with your coaches, some of your time building your own business. Share your goals with your team, track your progress using the business activity tracker or make your own. So just like Jen was talking about, keep track of who you're talking to. I am not the best person at this, so I need to take my own advice. I'm not an organized person, so I was back down when I was working with my warm market, people I knew. Once I moved to really networking on my fitness page, I haven't done as good of a job at that, but tracking is going to help you. Like, I loved what Jen said. If you're not keeping track of who you're talking to, and I often have to do this because I'm disorganized, people will write me back, and I'm like, oh crap, have I talked to this person before? So I got to scroll through my messages and type their name at the top, and then read back through what I've said. And if I would have just written their name down and made a little note, like, of where I was with that person, or who they were, or what we talked about, it would have saved me time. So, yeah, be more organized. The why. Your why should be personal. Family, finances, freedom, our why is often connected to that. What is your why? Why are you a coach? Where do you want to be in 5 years? This is one of the biggest things I tell my coaches, because we all have fear and we all have insecurity, no matter where we are. So I tell them, taking all of the fear and insecurity out of where you want to be. So don't take like all your self-doubt, just get rid of that for a second. And where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want your Beachbody business to do for you? Do you just want to be earning $100 extra a month? Because I can tell you that was my plan. I never planned on me working and my husband staying home with our kids, ever. But it happens when you're being consistent with the little things. So where do you see you and your team in 5 years? Why are you a coach? Why did you sign up? Like I said, taking all the fear out. Where do you want to be? And go over the same thing with your coaches. The stronger your connection is to your why and your coach's connection is to their why, the more quickly things are going to happen, and the more determined you and they are going to be to keep showing up when it's hard. Oh, this is really good. Focus on your builders. So for those of you who have even a few coaches on your team, Beachbody, they say, and a lot of, I think they say this in the compound effect as well, 20% of your team will produce 80% of your results. So don't feel like when you have coaches sign up on your team, or even customers, I'm sure we've all had a customer that we're working with that we want their results more than they want them, right? And we're like dragging them like, oh my gosh, stop eating the candy. I know you really want it, but like, don't you want these results? Has anybody ever had a challenge that like doesn't do well? Anybody? Or like, you feel like you're putting more energy into them than they're even putting into themselves? Okay, well that happens with coaches too. So I have this girl, bless her heart, she kind of makes me crazy, but she signed up as a coach and she's so frustrated. And I posted on my team page, asked who was overwhelmed the other day. And just to give people permission that it's okay to be overwhelmed. And she's the first person that commented, and she said, well, I don't even know what I'm doing, and I suck at this, so I'm not overwhelmed. And I was like, thank you for making the first comment. That's awesome. So I messaged her, and I had a pretty frank conversation, well, one-way conversation at first with her, and I said, I had her reflect on her own self and said, how's your own journey, right? Like, are you working out? Are you drinking your Shakeology? Because I find if I'm discouraged about the business, I'm usually eating candy every day. And it really is, my journey completely reflects how I'm doing in my business and how I feel about it, if I'm encouraged or discouraged. So I had her reflect on her workouts, her eating, how her own journey was going. Because if she's not living what she's preaching, people feel that. It just doesn't, there's like a vibe, like, well, this girl's telling me this, but I don't think she's really doing it herself. So then I asked her, are you consistently inviting people to your challenge groups? And are you doing your personal development? Pretty much 10 times out of 10 when I do this with my coaches, they need to be making improvements before they can really be like super discouraged. So to be honest, I don't spend a whole lot of time with people that want to be successful but aren't doing the steps to be successful. Does that make sense? Because you can drag and pull, but if they don't want it, they're not going to go anywhere. So same with their fitness and in the business. If they don't want to be successful in the business, they may want it, but if they don't want to do the behaviors that will lead to success, my trying to convince them it's going to be exhausting, and I don't have time to be exhausted. I have 4 kids. I'm already tired. So spend the time with the people who don't just want it, but do the business building activities after you've taught them, right? Like teach them what to do. But if they're begging for your help and they want more of your time, I had another girl who wanted to have a Zoom call every other day, and she wasn't inviting, she refused to invite. And I finally said, look, I'm only doing a Zoom call with you once a week, and you've got to start inviting. Like, you really don't, sounds rude, but you don't deserve my time if you're not willing to put the effort in yourself. Because I'm not gonna tell you anything different. I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. Breathe belief into them, help them identify their why and their story. Hold their hand at first. Don't take the relationship out, no matter how busy or big your organization gets. So I try to spend time with my coaches the first month especially, setting them up for success. And then really it's up to them to choose. But don't burn yourself out trying to drag people is what I spent 10 minutes trying to talk about. If you're overwhelmed, keep it simple. Go back to the basics. We just talked about this. This is what I go over with my own coaches. Your own journey should be number 1. Personal development is going to help you keep going when the going gets tough. Inviting and adding new people to your contact list and connecting with new people. Living within your priorities. This has been huge for me. My family is most important, so I spend a lot of time trying to make sure I'm living within my boundaries I set, my business hours, my family. I was supposed to have a team call Tuesday night, and my little girl ended up having a severe allergic reaction, and I had to be in the emergency room with her, and so I canceled my team call. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I have to go. And it's like, live within your priorities so you can outlast people that go so fast and they're giving everything up that they quit because they gave up everything that they ever wanted to be successful in Beachbody. So be sure you're living within your priorities and your personal boundaries. So this is more basic stuff, but set business hours. If anybody, do you guys know what the power hour is? Power half an hour? 10 minutes a day. If you're doing a half an hour, 10 minutes a day adding people to your contact list, 10 minutes of inviting, 10 minutes of follow-ups and connecting. We preach this as like the Bible on our team. So because I work with tons of moms that don't have all day, I set my timer and I race against the clock. So I do as many invites as I can in 10 minutes, as many new contacts to my list in 10 minutes, as many follow-ups as I can do in 10 minutes. But don't forget the person you're talking to. So don't make it a checklist that you're going so fast that you're just like a robot. Still, like, be genuine and caring and go slowly, but still stay very focused with the time you're spending. Unplug when you should be unplugged. That was really hard for me to learn. I'm still learning it, but people can wait. This is a hard business to be in because we think, you respond to your Facebook messages, and before I can get to the bottom of them, I got like 5 new. Like, I'm done with 10, and by the time I'm done with 10, I have 5 people that responded to the ones I just wrote, and that's frustrating because you feel like you have to keep responding. But set your hours, those people can wait, do your messages for your 10 minutes or whatever, and then be done. Fill up your cup daily, take an afternoon to be with your kids, do what fills your cup so you can keep going. If you don't have kids, do whatever fills so you can keep going, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. Balance is key. Outlast those who don't live within their priorities and burn out. Going slower but being consistent with what you can maintain is better than going all crazy and fast and then burning out. Same with our fitness, right? So much better to find something you can maintain long term than something that you're going to burn out quickly with because it was too hard and you give up. I don't know what to say. Amen.